My greatest idol is Beyonce.
The first thing I saw, was her beauty and how beautiful she was. And then I listened to her music and I loved her music. She's incredibly talented. I think she's what every female artist should strive to be or strive to.
Well, Rihanna doesn't speak so highly of Beyoncé anymore. And as it turns out, it's because Bey can't stand Riri. But what could Rihanna possibly have done to make Bey completely blacklist her? So when Rihanna started out, she was actually a huge fan of Beyoncé. Just like millions of people back in the day.
I hear that you're a big fan of Beyonce.
I love her.
Rihanna even said that Beyoncé used to frequently give her advice and even once wrote her a letter.
And so has she given you any kind of advice or?
Yeah, she actually wrote me this cute little letter and she signed it with her autograph. It was so cute. When I first met her, and she wrote, she was telling me, just let loose when you perform and just have fun and be in control.
Now, we all know that for years there have been countless rumors about how Beyoncé can't stand when another woman singer gets more attention than she does. Let's just say that once Rihanna started becoming more popular than Beyoncé, Queen Bey felt threatened. And that is when the beef began. It actually became very clear that there was a problem when Beyoncé released her song Bow Down, seemingly telling every other woman artist, including Rihanna, that they needed to bow down, because she's the queen, apparently. Rihanna responded to Bey telling the other artists to bow down by writing, "I only know how to be number one. I could use a challenge. How'd that feel down there on your knees?" Huh. She also reposted an article that said that she was the queen of pop and captioned her post, quote, "It's only March, people. Hashtag 2013 is already owned. Hashtag stay tuned," end quote. And after those comments, the Beehive slammed Rihanna because they saw the post as a response to Bey. Then shortly after Beyoncé posted what appeared to be a subtle response to Rihanna's post, she posted a photo of her and her daughter Blue Eyes, these matching chairs for her sold out The Mrs. Carter Show. Speaking of Bow Down, can you believe that the song was actually written for Rihanna and not Beyoncé songwriting brothers Rock City? The same ones that wrote Rihanna's hit songs Man Down, We Can't Stop and Replay, revealed in a podcast that they wrote the song in 9 minutes for Rihanna. And when she didn't take it, they passed it over to Beyoncé. Funny thing is that Beyoncé gave a very detailed account of how she came up with the song. Just listen.
The reason I put out Bow Down is because I woke up, I went into the studio, I had a chant in my head. It was aggressive, it was angry. It wasn't the Beyonce that wakes up every morning. It was the Beyonce that was angry. It was the Beyonce that felt the need to defend herself. And if this song never comes out, okay, I said it. And I listened to it after I finished and I said, this is hot. I'm gonna put it out. I'm not gonna sell it. I'm gonna just put it out. People like it, great. They don't.
Basically, she lied, and that wouldn't be the first time they lied about writing a song. You all remember how she said she wrote Irreplaceable, and Neo checked her. Oh, and All Night. That was another song that Rihanna rejected that got picked up by Beyoncé. So another reason why Beyoncé can't stand Rihanna is because even though Beyoncé has been in the industry longer, Rihanna has sold more records than she has by far. Riri is actually one of the best-selling artists of all time, managing to sell over 250 million records. On the other hand, Beyoncé has just sold 100 million records, which is also impressive, but when compared to Riri's 250 million, not so much when it comes to business. Beyoncé also doesn't compare to Rihanna, who launched Fenty Beauty at Sephora in 2017 to massive commercial success. In fact, the brand brought Rihanna 570 million in revenue. After just the first 15 months, Rihanna then officially became a billionaire in 2021 thanks to her Fenty Beauty clothing and lingerie, putting her once again ahead of Beyoncé. And then there's Beyoncé's Ivy Park that has just been tanking in sales, so much so that Adidas is canceling the collab, apparently, even when it comes to popularity, as much as Beyoncé has more followers on social media. According to Google search, Rihanna is ultimately the more searched, more popular, and more widely known pop star of the two. You can see here that within the United States and South Africa, Beyoncé is more known, but Rihanna is more known everywhere else in the world. Is it possible that Beyoncé also can't stand Rihanna because even Riri's relationship is better, being that hers is less toxic? But even before that, it's always been said that Bey had a problem way back when her own husband Jay-Z became fond of Rihanna in 2005. When Rihanna's song Pawn the Replay came out, it immediately attracted the attention of Jay-Z, who had just become the CEO and president of Def Jam Records, and according to Rihanna, that was the best thing that happened to her at the time.
Working with Jay and having a collaboration with him is just one of those things that everyone dreams to do in their musical career. And here I am at 19 years old with the #1 single and featuring Jay-Z. It's just, I can't fathom it sometimes. It's just too much for me it's overwhelming sometimes.
Then trouble began when Jay-Z allegedly started hitting on Riri and had an affair with her, Rihanna's. Publicist also said that they came up with a rumor to push Rihanna's career by saying in an email, the PR stunt that I did was out of desperation to help break Pon. The replay, it was reckless. And I didn't think it was going to work. I was just throwing spaghetti at the wall to see what would stick. The publicist also said that they didn't think it would be that big of a story. But seeing Beyonce suffer and knowing that people were profiting from speculations and opinions about her really turned his stomach. Really, I know that publicists have been paid before to say such things. But anyway, it's also been said that when Jay-Z and Beyoncé realized that Riri was rising too fast, they literally tried to sabotage her career. Reportedly, Jay-Z went behind Rihanna's back and leaked her album Anti-Prematurely to help prop up his wife Beyoncé's formation. Anti-leaked on Tidal, the streaming service, who was owned by the Carters earlier than it was expected to, which led to Rihanna releasing it herself, offering up free download codes for fans to hear the album without paying for it. Then at the Tidal press conference around the same time, an insider talked about what was going on behind the scenes, saying they refused to stand next to each other or even speak with each other. Handlers and coordinators went to great lengths to keep the divas happy. The whole show was carefully choreographed, and these two had almost nothing to do with each other. But guess what? Even after that malicious move in January 2023, Anti had spent 350 weeks on the Billboard 200, making it the first album by a black woman artist to reach that milestone in the chart's history. Anyway, back to the relationships. Yes, Jay-Z is more influential and more powerful than ASAP Rocky, but the way he controls Bey, ASAP could never interview. Isn't it also weird that Beyoncé and Rihanna have never collaborated on a song, even though it would make a lot of sense for them to collaborate, given how closely they both worked with Jay-Z? Like Beyoncé has collabed with Nicki Minaj and even Megan Thee Stallion. And don't even start with the argument that they haven't collaborated because they have different brands. Them having different sounds isn't an excuse for them not to collab, because usually the whole point of a collab is bringing together artists with different backgrounds and merging their sounds. Plus, both Rihanna and Bey have done songs with artists who have different sounds from theirs, so that's not an excuse. Something that makes more sense is that Beyoncé and Rihanna haven't collaborated because Beyoncé can't stand Rihanna clearly. There are quite a number of reasons why Bey apparently can't stand Riri, but obviously there are people who also say that Rihanna is not even on Beyoncé's level and can never compare to Bey. Like one person even wrote on Twitter, Rihanna is not original nor creative. Rihanna doesn't have a sound. She sings whatever is given to her. She's barely top 30 in most daily streamed artists. She does have hits, that's mainly it. It's easy to pull in a ton of streams when you've heavily playlisted your catalog. Do you agree, or do you think Beyoncé can't stand Rihanna because she just got better than her? Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. Foreign.